Last aspects of the operating model really is around metrics, measurement. How do we make it clear in terms of what the goals are for the overall business, for the individual in that business, to know what success looks like, and then what progress am I making towards success? What experience have you guys seen relative to, let's just call them integrated management systems, to help drive that type of outcome?
Well, I'll say, there's the corporate level goals, and then there's the functional level goals, right? And obviously you want the two to be connected. I'll give you an example. So Chief Procurement Officer surprisingly has a lot to do with execution of the strategy of a business. So we have a client that is a global entity, but is always moving into new regions. Sourcing and procurement is usually the tip of the spear when it comes to entering into a new market. They're defining de facto what your supply base looks like. Who are all the suppliers? You don't want those decisions to be made without consideration to the overall strategy of the business. So when it comes to metrics, that CPO is being measured on different things. He's being measured on, well, how are you executing and helping our working capital requirements? Are you helping us with vendor managed inventory? How are you helping us reduce the order fulfillment lead time from the whole supply base up to delivery to the customer? Because yeah, he gets measured on cost reduction, right?
But
all
not
CPOs
that
do.
alone, right?
Not that alone.
And that's actually, I think, a big important difference, is that a lot of times it was just that PPV, drive the cost down, but now, and I could do that by buying a lot and having inventory, but what you're saying is that's no longer a win metric for me. I've got to get that and something
I have
more.
to do that, and I have to support the strategy.
Right.
That's a good point. I think another thing I'm seeing is just, given the complexity of today's business models for those companies that haven't adapted, there's a desire to really begin to simplify the way they do business, and that also relates to the KPIs that they use. Why do you have KPIs at a local plant level that's different than at a distribution level, than at a regional level? So I see companies really kind of cutting through all that and saying, what are the few indicators that we want, both leading and lagging, and let's drive our business around that and bring more simplification to the table.
From your perspective,
so I have seen where a CEO is really the only person who's in a position to motivate and drive, because these are big changes, drive that change across a whole organization, particularly when you have these global entities that have regions, they have functions, and they have business units. Every person at the top of that probably has a president title.
Right.
They want to own their own entity. So somebody has to bring it all together and say, we have to simplify.
And that really is the challenge. I mean, you want people to be entrepreneurial. You want them to drive towards those goals that used to be, the end all. But you want to do it in a consistent way. And to your point, simplification. I want it to be clear enough that I understand it from the top, the middle, and the bottom, and I know whether I'm on track or not on track. And then lastly, I've got the ability to do mid-course corrections, whether that's root cause analysis, analytics, big data, whatever that is, to get down to where is my problem, where's my opportunity. If it's customer facing, if it's back in the supply network, if it's in a plant itself, the product design, I want to be able to quickly find where the issue is, hone in on it, and get the right people to go work on it.